I'm here, and you know I got my man Big Stan with me.
You better believe it, baby.
Uh,
Once
wild,
again.
yeah, Wild Card had to help a friend, so he won't be here tonight. So we'll miss you. We'll miss you, brother. Oh, I was just waiting for. I said too much. I knew McDJ would be in here. What up?
Mac D in the place to be, as always. What
Yes,
up?
sir.
And what's happening?
It is not a show unless McDJ shows up. True story.
Let me get this notification volume turned down.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was up.
Yeah, we'll
All right.
wait for some people to file in. But while we wait, how's things been going for you, sir?
Man, it's going. You know, life as usual. Work. As you know, the June 5th date for the Southwest Pro Wrestling live event was rescheduled for July 31st for those that aren't aware about that. So we're just in the middle of trying to get some other things put out for the fans, such as Live at 5, which will be a Facebook Live event that we'll be doing, where we will just be, interacting with the fans, directly through Facebook Live, putting out some announcements, special announcements. We're also going to do a drawing that day for a free Big Stand shirt. So, it's just going to be a good time. It's just going to be another way to have fun, something to uh, make up for us not being able to provide the show on the first attempted date due to the rain in the forecast that actually ended up coming about. So yeah, we weren't able to do that. So like I said, I'm just working on things to uh, make up and help to fill in the space between now and July 31st. Other than that, man, like I say, it's just life as usual. Work, all work, very little play for me.
Oh
How
yeah,
about yourself?
this is our play. This is our good time, sir.
Right,
Relax. Yeah. Um,
right.
I'm gonna need to get it turned up tonight, man. I'm gonna get it turned up. Oh,
Oh yeah, we got to do it. We got to do it. I mean, this is for the Hitman. Was this the final episode for the biographies? Was he the final wrestler that they were going to cover for this?
this is Rest in Peace A&E Biographies.
Wow. Okay. At least for now, I see them probably coming back with a season two. What about you?
I think so too. I think they had another one a long time ago that they did. I thought I saw somewhere that The Rock was on, but long years ago. So
Hmm.
um, I mean, there's so many they can go to. I do think they might need to change their platform up a little bit, maybe. Um, I think there's a lot of information out there on the wrestlers. The more they can bring to us that the masses don't know, the better. Like
Right.
a lot of the stories from straight from their mouth from when they were young. Some of
Right.
those are new to me.
Right. Well, yeah. Also, I'm trying to step up my equipment game here for the future live streams and podcasts. I've been shopping around for some equipment. I feel like I need to get me a microphone. Of course, I got to get some Ethernet uh, uh, adapters, which I'm already in the process of doing. I ordered me a Ethernet adapter for the device that I'm running off of right now, which is my tablet and Ethernet cable. But I also want to invest in a microphone and whatever else I'm going to need, in order to, upgrade my live streaming and podcasting experience for everybody that's checking us out here on the YouTube.
Yeah, it's a progress, man. Don't like I just take small swings at it, some things here and there. And big shout out to Marcos at M3 Reviews
Them
for
three,
helping.
baby.
That's right. He helps me out, gets me some stuff every now and then. So sometimes I tell him, I'm like, dude, you always tell me my stuff's good. I know sometimes ain't good. You got to give me some criticism, What the fuck do I need to do better? And he's always like, it's all good. I know he lies to me because he likes me. Uh-oh. Holding pattern. Big stand is frozen. There we go. He's back.
Yeah, see, that's what we're trying to eliminate right there. First and foremost.
That there may be equipment. The Ethernet will help, but I had the same problem. And until I changed my hardware, my computer, it didn't help. But the Ethernet will help it be a little more clear.
Well, yeah, because and that's the thing. Like, I need a laptop. I just need a laptop, period. Because there's a lot of things that I need to be able to create. With the access of a laptop, that a smart device is not going to be able to provide. So, again, I'm chopping around for that also.
All right. Well, I'm getting ready to get a beer. So with that being said, it's time to roll the fucking tape.
Yeah.
I never get enough of that.
Never gets old.
All right. So this episode, kind of give you what I thought. I wasn't real excited for this episode, but by the time I was done with it, I liked it.
First of all, before we go any further, speaking of this episode is officially being brought to you by The Drip. That's right. The first ever Texarkana Wrestling Championship. The most coveted prize throughout the entire Southwest professional wrestling circuit. Held, owned, and operated by none other than the professional wrestling machine, Big Stan Harris. All right, back to you, P.A.K Daddy.
Oh, hey, before we talk about that, the construction on those belts, are they leather?
Yes, tooled leather to be exact.
Tooled leather.
Yeah, meaning that you have the the rivet tooling here,
right,
throughout the edges of the strap. But yes, definitely gonna be leather and gold, Daddy. I wouldn't have it no other way.
It looks legit. I mean, that's the wrong word I'm saying. It looks really nice because not all belts look good. There's some belts in the WWE that I don't think look good.
Right. I get it. And you have to shop around for belt makers, just like with anything else, but there's several belt makers out there, that does it. And a lot of them are actually jewelers that I know of. Yo, what up, Marcos, aka M3 Reviews in the building.
Marcos,
my brother. What up and what's happening?
So yeah, okay. Cobra Viper, what's up? AKA
Cobra Viper, what's
Culinary.
happening, baby? Cobra Viper, did you get my comment from I think it was Saturday night's live stream when you on a Kaz Bro live stream on Kaz's live stream? I was checking to see where you were asleep.
Hey, you might find somebody asleep on the weekend, bro. You just might.
As a matter of fact, it was that Friday night. I told you to wait till Saturday night before you went to sleep. That might have been Raw Talk. It was one of you, but I was messing with both of you about being asleep, possibly. Also, shout out to the man, Kaz Bro, Casual Collector.
Casual Toy Collector. And Bruce Banner. Don't forget about Bruce Banner.
Baby. Bruce Banner. No way you can forget about Bruce Banner.
Oh, dude, best laugh. Well, it's one of the top 5 laughs I've ever heard in my life from that dude.
Hey, man, Bruce Banner is the only man that is certified to talk shit to anybody and get away with it.
I'll talk shit. God damn it. So,
but
hey,
Bruce is certified. Bruce Banner is certified.
We were talking about belts, and I wasn't quite done. Like McDJ says, his favorite belt, oh God, the Smoking Skull belt. One of my grails that I would love to have is actual, at least the best replica I get of a Smoking Skull. That belt is badass.
That was to me the trendsetter for customized, individually customized championships for the wrestlers. As a matter of fact, the Texarkana Championship is gonna get a customized version. The version I have is the actual standard version for whoever else is gonna be champion after me. But there's actually gonna be a customized Texarkana Wrestling Championship that will be one-on-one for me, Big Stan Harris, to commemorate my being the first step, being the inaugural Texarkana champion.
Do we have any insight on what that's going to be?
What the championship's going to look like?
Yeah.
It'll be. I will give you this much without giving it all away. It'll have a red strap as opposed to the black.
A red strap. Hold on a second.
Yeah, it'll have a red strap.
Speaking of which,
yeah, it'll have a red leather strap. The leather part will be red because it's gonna have to pop. It's really gonna be the drip. You know what I'm saying? It'll really bang. Once I put forth all of my specs on it. All of my touches as far as what I want done for it. But of course, Southwest Pro Wrestling, of course, they gave me the go ahead to do it. They thought it was necessary for me to definitely get a commemorative plate on it somewhere, which, like I said, it'll come later on, and I'll be able to reveal it for everyone here on the 3 Live stream.
I thought maybe it might have a bulldog on the front on it.
I mean, you never know. You'll be able to tell that it is, personalized for Big Stan Harris. That much I can reassure you of right here, right now.
Yeah. We'll talk about belts. Who does the company take the belts to? Like, you got blacksmiths, you got masonry, you get who actually makes those belts?
They're again, you have your choice of blacksmiths or whoever does that type of work. There's lots of guys throughout the industry, though. Like I said, they go about going by the title of belt makers now. Championship belt makers.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna say your company designed that one and then send it for them to produce it, right?
Yeah, what you do is a lot of times you have someone, if you're not able to draw out the image that you want, you usually will draw it out or whatever, just illustrate it however you can come up with it, and send the image to the belt maker, and they do the rest. They let them know any type of specification that you have, and they'll do the rest. They'll bring it to life for you. You let them know the type of, like, how thick you want the plates to be on the belt, if you want it curved or straight. Uh, it's just like the entire process, is whatever you think of. You know what I'm saying? And they do their part as far as bringing it to life for you.
Yeah. McDJ said exactly what I was thinking when you're like, I'm going to get a commemorative belt. There will be no champion other than Big Stan. I do not acknowledge any other champion. I'm sorry if I'm bringing heat
Oh,
upon
wow.
myself, but
Oh, wow. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I just try to earn the right. I just want to earn the right. I want to continue to earn the right to be able to live up to all of this adulation that I get. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about to me.
what's
And
up, Larkins Lair? Larkins Lair stopping by. He's still
Double
working.
L, what's happening, baby?
All right. So, like I said, I wasn't real interested in this one. In fact, I watched it. I waited. Usually, I watch them the night they show. And I'm gonna stop fucking stuttering at some point in time, or maybe I won't. But
I've given up on it.
but anyway, I was like, so usually I watch them Sunday night when they're on, or right after they're on. I record them, and I watched this one last night, and I was surprised. I liked what they did. I thought it was a good show. One thing I wanted to touch upon was he was definitely during the time of the Giants. There's people to see him say, "Why? How can?" He's not small. In the terms of wrestling during that time, he was small, but his mass is still. I was always like, man, how can you consider? When I was a kid, how can you consider him small? But he was a. Go ahead.
No. I was just saying, right? Yeah, I was just co-signing what you were saying.
He was a great technical wrestler, but you watch how quickly he delivers his moves.
Oh yeah.
With the quickness and the force he delivers them. Now they didn't call him a smash mouth type wrestler because he was a technical wrestler, but when he always delivered it so fast, it looked forceful.
Right. And that adds to the legitimacy of it.
Yeah, definitely. If you ever anybody trained in his father's dungeon, I mean, dude, I don't know what the most intense training you have, but that dude wasn't messing around. So you definitely know that Bret could take punishment.
I mean, if you train to be a professional wrestler, none of it is easy, but to train in the dungeon, or to be able to say that you have that under your belt, it just made it that much more legitimate for whoever was able to come through that system. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They were notorious. They were notorious for their training facility.
Yeah, I like across the board on these episodes, they definitely have gone into the younger days of the wrestlers, which I think is pretty cool. One day I would like to talk about maybe some of the shows on Dark Side of the Ring, because those shows are pretty good too. But I like that they kind of stuck away from that. I mean, there's 2 or 3 episodes that kind of went to the dark, but I kind of feel like they would have, just been trying to copy somebody else. But like I said, that was always just surprised with how quick he was. It just amazed me.
Yeah, and it's crazy how seeing these things, or should I say, having them brought to my attention the way that they have been, like, in detail. Believe it or not, the same way that he would suplex somebody, like far as overhead, I automatically was doing it, like, making sure that my legs were elevated. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like, just mechanically that added more to when you say, for instance, it adds more to the impact when you're coming back down with your opponent. It's like I'm putting all the emphasis on the landing by making sure that my legs are off the mat, so to speak.
Are you talking about receiving or giving the suplex?
Giving.
Yeah. Okay.
I've very rarely been suplexed.
I have been. Hey, I'm going to put it out here right now. I have been suplexed twice, 2 different times.
Mm-hmm. What type of suplex?
You will have to grade me, but just the part where I was just raised up like that.
Okay, vertical.
Yep. Yes.
Okay.
We used to do a lot of fucking around out back in my younger days of working on cars. I have been body slammed. I've been suplexed, just for fun, man. Now, tell me if I'm wrong on this, but Bret Hart, because Drew McIntyre was talking about a little bit, Bret Hart's suplex was real tight. If I could describe it as anything, I would say real tight. It just almost seemed like the other guy is just a part of his extension of his body.
Mm-hmm.
It was real fast. You get what I'm saying? Real close in and boom.
Yeah. Close to the body is what we call it.
Not all suplexes are like that.
No. Most people have like a full extension, like the opponent will be fully extended. You know what I'm saying? Like their legs will be straight up, or whatever, and come down that way. But again, if a person has you close to the body, you know what I'm saying? Like Bret did, have you tight like that? And it's all about how he decides to take you over. Because I do the same thing. I keep my body cropped, so to speak, and as I'm going over, I'm staying low to the mat.
So are yours delivered very fast, or do you have the like I'm not saying it's like this, but you have some more that are delayed. Like Goldberg would leave it up there for a long time, leading into like a jackhammer. It looked like he was starting to give a suplex, but then deliver to a jackhammer.
Yeah, it's a delay, but I'm steady going over. I'm not keeping you elevated like Goldberg. But I do plan on doing it as a brain buster though. I want to do a combination where I'm holding you up, just hold you up for a little bit, let the blood rush to the brain, and then just boom, quickly just drop down. I want to experiment with that.
Well, I'm not so sure if I'm gonna let you. I can experiment with that. Hey, sure, why not? But he was very gifted, especially for somebody who didn't think he had what it took in the beginning. But I have to say this is one of my favorite matches. I mean, it's cliche. Everybody knows me. I love the freaking match with Austin. I love that match where Austin got color and he passed out. I've always been a big fan of the Iron Man matches too. I like the 60-minute Iron Man matches.
Yeah. If you can if you can carry a match for an hour, man, in a lot of cases, if a person can get through 15 minutes, and the crowd is still up, you know what I mean? Me is an average of about 25 to 30 minutes before I know it. But to do an hour,
So
it
let's
says a
put that
lot.
in perspective. Can you give an average about time of what your matches, how
Yeah,
long they last?
between fifth, I'm gonna say 15 and 30 minutes.
Okay,
Just
so
depending.
if you start, it's possible when we started going live, we've been on live for 25 minutes. In some instances, you're still going for another few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long
Definitely.
fucking time.
Yeah. I mean, because you also have to have the wind. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to be just cardiovascular enough to be able to do that. You
Right.
know?
Right.
Yeah, you have to have endurance.
Like Marco says, I mean, a lot of training indeed for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what? Okay. Obviously, you need to have some. You need to have your cardio on point. Um, if you were training for a long match, would you? I think that you would, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Would you change up your regiment, your training regiment?
Not necessarily. I guess
You,
because I built myself up now to the point. Well, what do you consider a long match? First of all, because like I said, on average, I'm 15 to 30 minutes.
30 minutes is a
So,
long match. 30
yeah,
minutes is a long match. For
right.
real.
Yeah, I can go 30 minutes easy, you know. But yeah, I guess to be able to do it for an hour, I probably would just do more cardio. You know what I'm saying? Just to build
Yeah.
my wind up even more, just to reassure that I could go the extent. You know what I'm saying?
Do you have, let's see, Marcos asks, y'all watch Mayweather versus a YouTuber guy? I did not watch that. Who are you talking about?
No, I didn't see it either, but I got the results and everything. But I wasn't aware that it was showing on Sunday as opposed to Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, well, everybody liked to talk smack about Mayweather, but that dude was a very gifted defensive boxer, and people, and I don't give a fuck what you're good at. If you are good enough and you win, you won. I don't
Yeah,
care if everybody else was injured and you're the only one who was left standing, whether it's basketball, whatever you're doing. That means you had more durability than the next guy. So if
right.
that dude is a defensive technical wizard in the boxing ring, then he deserves the wins. He deserves the credit. It doesn't matter how you get there as long as you outlast everybody else.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's all about that endurance.
Marcos already putting egg dicks in the chat, eggplant in the chat.
but
Oh man, you kill me, bro. So
uh, but yeah, what I really got blown away by with the Bret Hart biography was the fact that I could relate to when he would draw. He drew a lot of characters and wrestlers that he loved as a kid. Also, the fact that he drew toys that he wasn't able to get as a kid. I remember not necessarily draw. I would draw stuff and cut them out of paper every now and then, but I would do something as far as taking aluminum foil and making toys out of aluminum foil. You know what I'm saying? Like forming them in, out of the aluminum foil with, when I was able to get some and do that, without my grandmother being upset about me wasting the foil on making toys. You know what I'm saying? But
no,
I was so fascinated by that and the fact that his dream of being into a theater led him to create his first film by using the iguana and model cars and what have you. But it ended up being funny when he said that the star of the movie ended up dying, which was the iguana. You know what I'm saying? So I
oh
got
yeah,
a little big kick out of that.
You know what I was?
Oh
You know what
man.
my eye caught? I was looking at the model cars, man. I'm like, the model cars look nice.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Marcos, he was saying he did the same thing with aluminum foil, making foil soldiers. That's really
Yeah,
cool to know, man. You
and
know?
hey, I would get yelled. I can see being yelled at for using foil. You think, it's not that much, man. I just get yelled at for whatever. And I think a lot of that happens now. Like stuff we couldn't get when we was young, we kind of want to get now. You know what I
Right.
mean?
That's
So
what's caused all this. You know what I'm saying? That's why, I'm still into action figures and what have you, because I mean, I got things like that as a kid, but I couldn't get them, couldn't get everything, couldn't get
yeah,
the entire collections. And, I was only able to kind of like sample a lot of the stuff, as opposed to a lot of the other kids that was able to get the entire collections or what have you.
oh no, I mean, I remember flicking through the satellite. We had satellite, one of the humongous dishes, like a what was it, like a 10-foot dish, metal mesh frame dish. And I would wake up in the middle of the night and I would mess around with it and you could hear it moving outside. It was massive. And
Right.
I remember trying to find the Playboy channel, and every time I'd find them, they'd all be scrambled. I'd be trying to look through this. Hey, I was a kid. I'm trying to look through the scrambled lines and shit. I'm like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Every now and then you might get a good, you know what I'm saying, a good half a second. Boom, it's right there where you can see it.
yeah. And you was good, man. You was like, oh man, all right. Oh
Hey,
man, that's
take,
hilarious.
to take it a step further, when I was a teenager, when the pay-per-view wrestling was on, hey, I couldn't see a damn thing, but you could hear everything clear as day. That's how I was able to keep up with all of the wrestling, the pay-per-views that was going on. I'm
Yeah,
literally in my room on the pay-per-view channel listening to the pay-per-view.
yeah. But what's your favorite? What's your favorite? You may not have one. Maybe you do. Sorry, excuse me. My bad. Do you have a favorite Bret Hart moment or match? We'll go match. And anybody in the chat, do you have a favorite Bret Hart moment or match?
I would say the Iron Man match quite naturally. Um, Him versus the Bulldog. Can't overlook that one.
That is so good. That is so
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I enjoyed, him and Owens programs were damn good. Although I really wasn't a fan of, two brothers going at it like that, but I got it. I got it. It was good for business. But uh all of those highlighted key matches like that, plus it was him and Hogan versus Sting and the Ultimate Warrior in WCW, although it wasn't a big, like a long it wasn't a long match, but it's just the fact that you had those four people in the ring at the same time, in a match at the same time. It was very obscure, but if I have to include that one, I included just on the fact that who it was. It was an all-star tag team match that, of course, had never happened before. We wouldn't have never imagined seeing them to begin with, being in a match, and we know we'll never see that again. So those would be my best moments for Bret Hart.
M3 Marcos asked, did Bret Hart wear the white jacket sometimes?
I never recall him wearing white. As far as I didn't recall him wearing like white attire at all. It was always pink and black in some combination or another.
Yeah, like like they did say in there, like you're going back during that time, the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, like men were men. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you weren't supposed to cry or wear just the hardcore image of a man, and
Right.
nobody was wearing fucking pink, dude. You know what I mean? And when they hit the
Yeah.
pink and black, man, it was just like, man, that is cool. It does work together well.
Yeah. Yeah. Bret made it cool. He made it cool for men to wear pink, in my estimation.
Think
I feel
think
like
about
he
what
did that.
factor a guy must have in the late 80s and 90s to be able to pull that off.
Right.
You know,
He had to have that respect, first of all, and obviously he had it.
I think we got a question. McDJ, do you remember when the pre-shows before wrestling pay-per-view shows was free? Good old ECW days.
Oh, yeah, definitely, MacD. Definitely. I would be there for all of it.
Yes. Me and Wildcard talk frequently on like, dude, I want to be able to go back in like 97, 98. I want to be able to just go back and be able to watch every single Raw. Like if I once a week, I'll be like, okay, January 1st, 1997 Raw. And then I go back next week and there's another one on. I just watch the reruns as I used to watch them. And he told me that you can find them on the WWE network.
Yeah, I don't know if it's possible now. Now you can go on the WWE network and check, due to the Peacock move and everything, but that I know that for a while you could go on there and check out all the Raws. I was doing it. I would just, pick a random old episode and go in there and just check it out.
I want to go back as far as I can in 98. Okay. And if it
Yeah.
goes all the way back to the beginning of 98, the
Yeah,
very
you could
first
do
one
that.
of the year, and I want to
Right.
watch them through the year like it was. It's a
Yeah.
television show. It's another episode. I want to watch them again because the
Yeah.
feeling I had during that time, I was racing home. You know what I'm saying? From 9 to
Right.
11 every Monday.
Right. Yeah,
Yep.
man. Yeah, I went as far back as to the beginning, just to refresh on a lot of it because at this point you can't remember everything, that's happened throughout the years, but
No.
I've done that. I've gone in there and like I said, man, just had fun with it, but like I said, now I'm not sure if the WWE network, because it is back up and running for what they're doing, which the last time I checked, they're mostly just providing highlights and dates for upcoming shows and events, things like that, news or whatever, but not necessarily. I don't think they're providing any more content, but I could be wrong. But I know Peacock, Peacock is where you're actually getting all of your content now. But again, I would have to do some research on it just to be for sure.
M3 reviews. No, that's Jimmy Hart. Jimmy Hart was Mouth of the South, and Jimmy Hart lived up to his name for sure.
Yeah, I'm not for sure if Jimmy Hart was. I want to say he was from the South. I mean, I remember him from the Memphis territory. Jim the Anvil Neidhart was a part of his stable there for a time, along with Rick
what up,
Rude
Kaz?
and possibly the Undertaker.
Yeah, I think Jimmy Hart was the Mouth of the South. A casual toy collector. What up, Kaz? I don't know if you heard me before. A big Stan has froze. We are in a holding pattern. You froze, bro.
Yeah, I'm back.
DJ, how are you, bro? I'm 45. Ah, the old man, Marcos, the old man. The old man. And I do not cry, Marcos. What are you talking about?
Marco
Oh, man.
light it up in the chats.
Shit. So
yeah,
it was, and I do want to touch base on this too. The British Bulldog, man, what a shame! What a shame, dude. He died so early.
yeah. Uh, British Bulldog, of course, was one of those ones that he had it. Even his partner Dynamite Kid. I've heard some things, that weren't too fulfilling when I heard, how they played it backstage, in the locker room. A lot of guys, as people started coming forward with a lot of the activity from back in the day. It was disheartening to hear how the Bulldogs were, backstage, but again, in front of the crowd, man, they were excellent. They were wonderful. Not
I
to take
mean,
away from Bret Hart's slogan, but they were damn good. You know.
yeah, well, you talked about that a little bit ago. The match that they had was really good. I think a lot of the great wrestlers, I mean, they had their moments of just being a complete asshole or just being indecent. Um, Sometimes when you work that persona, man, it gets to your head and you don't always make the best decision. But if you're going to be good at what you do, you got to kind of slip into it, and slipping in and out really doesn't sell tickets. So, you know what I mean? You can kind of, it's almost like you can kind of tell when a guy turns it on and off because you're like, sometimes he's like that and sometimes he's not. But when a dude's like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to be this guy 24/7 till I quit wrestling, there's usually a lot of issues going on. But I mean, it's fucked up, you
Yeah,
know.
and my thing is don't go tampering with another man's personal belongings. You know what I'm saying? Don't throw shit in a man's gear bag, and you know what I'm saying? Just stuff like that I was hearing, man.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure I would love to hear all the stories. And at the same time, you think if I heard everything that went on, would I still like some of the people that I like?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So back in the day, you didn't get this stuff, but now all the stuff that was taboo to release and let
Hmm.
out, some of it's starting
Right.
to finally come out now.
Right. And it's just stuff that I just felt like it's sad to hear like some of the other guys had to go through. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, it's not worth it to have to deal with that type of behavior from someone just because they're a big star. You might not be as big at the time, but you're trying to make it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you have to kind of like just roll with the bullshit, and it's like, nah, to me, having the privilege that I have of having the support and the adoration of the fans the way I do. I try to be a leader, and that very much also relates me to Bret Hart. That was his. It was his thing too. He took being a champion seriously, as I feel like a champion should. As the saying goes, the man makes the championship. Championship doesn't make the man. And Bret, he really took to being a champion as again a champion should have. He took his role seriously, and he was a leader. He was an example. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's what guys do: is the champion and the leaders of the locker room. You don't take being a big name or being someone that people come to see for granted, and you don't take that and feel like that's a ticket to do whatever you want to do to someone else when you could be helping them. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't take that to knock the next man down. You know.
Yeah. Well, just so everybody knows, we're going to be doing this may be the last A&E. show, but we're gonna switch it up a bit, and we're gonna do a show called the Retro Wrestling Podcast. That show will be a little easier to do because the A&E documentaries, as we've gone on, have become a little more harder to do because you really got to stay in the lane. We're just kind of reviewing it, so we throw in some extra pieces here and there. But when we get the Retro Wrestling Podcast going, we can we'll take suggestions and ideas from the chat. Through, you can send it to us through email. You can send us them on Instagram. We can chop them up, talk about all sorts of things. But like the A&E biographies, were kind of limited in a small pocket. Like the big thing with Bret Hart is the Montreal Screwjob, and I'm like, well, dude, we could talk about, but what the fuck are we going to say about that hasn't been said 50 fucking thousand times? I mean, in your opinion, when they covered the screw job on this biography, did you find anything out that you already didn't know?
No, not necessarily.
Me neither.
I kind of got the impression that Sean knew a little bit more going into it than I was led to believe before. You know what I'm saying?
Full knowledge. He had full knowledge.
Yeah. So in the beginning, I didn't think that he was really aware, that he was going to be leaving out as a champion.
Well, in all actuality, let's see. You're a company man. You can't leave with a belt. What I heard, the story that I heard was, he said, Vince, let me keep the belt on the pay-per-view, and the next night on Raw, I'll drop the belt. But they were acting like in the show that he wasn't going to be there the next night. So I don't know what was up with that. So, right. Because, I mean, go ahead.
And it's one of those things where I got where Vince was coming from. You had to make sure that you secure your property, your championship. But it's kind of up in the air because you don't know if Bret would have agreed to do the job, because if you look back at Sean's attitude going into it, yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, basically Sean just like, I ain't doing shit for you. Like Bret's like, hey, I don't have a problem. Or Bret's like, I don't have a problem dropping the belt and doing the job for you or whatever spot. And Sean looked down and said, nah, I won't do the same for you. So that's right. That's what stirred that. Well, I mean, there's lots of shit that stirred it before that, but
yeah. So it's like, all of these elements playing a part now. You know what I mean? And all this stuff was new to me. So I was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? I see where the heat came from,
You can see it.
Yeah. And like I said, that was really mind blowing, that the tension was that high. You know what I'm saying? And Bret to have to be in that position, because I've been in a position where it's like you have to make decisions, you know what I'm saying? And you're going to be paranoid going into a situation, you're going to get screwed or, and I've had it happen, after you have done all these things, to prove your loyalty and your commitment and your dedication to a company, to a man, like Vince McMahon, but I got it. Bret was loyal to a fault. And at the time, the WWE they felt like they weren't able to accommodate him, but at the same time, they weren't 100% business about the situation, because Vince came back and you know what I'm saying? He reversed the decision on the contract,
It's literally a situation where you can see both sides of the story, and it is super fucked up. But Vince can't have it go. A lot of people think that he could have done it a different way. And I have to think, I mean, at one point in time, and he may still be that guy, he was a wrestling mastermind. I mean, so if, okay, let's say you are a wrestling mastermind, you created this, you did it all, you build it up. And if he's thinking in his head, this is the way I have to do it, he sees something in the future that we don't. And a lot of times when you're the man and you're running shit, people underneath you just don't understand what you see. The person can't explain it to you, but they know this is the way it has to happen. Yeah, it was super fucked up. Yeah, I would have been pissed like a motherfucker just like him. It's just there's two sides of the coin, you know what I mean? And my thing was he kept saying I couldn't have the belt go to WCW. And I'm like, I don't understand unless there's an official ordinance or something. If it went there, couldn't he just say it wasn't legit and they would just have a vacated title in the WWE?
Right. Oh, and yeah, I mean, because again, due to the nature of that entire situation, man, it really had no choice but to go in the direction that it went in.
Yeah, and it did suck.
It wasn't going to be a good, in Bret's scenario that he had in his mind was a good ending, but it's like there's no trust either way. So the good ending didn't happen because of the lack of trust, So therefore, the bad ending plays out due to the entire nature of how jacked up this whole thing was, going into it.
Yeah. What's up, DFS?
DFS, what's the deal, baby?
Ooh,
hey, check
yeah.
your email. Check your email, DFS, if you haven't already.
Oh, man. That's what I love to hear, man. Big Stan's chopping it up with everybody.
Appreciate you, my brother.
Damn, I was going to say something. To me, when he was in WCW, it almost just didn't seem like his heart was in it. You understand what I mean by heart. And he talks about the bag of rocks that he had to carry. And we know what he means by the bags of rocks. When you hold aggression and you hold anger for a long time, you got that bag of rocks thrown on you. And it does just what a bag of rocks would do if you carry it around all day. You're going to get weary as a motherfucker. It's going to tie you down. And that just stayed with him. I mean, unfortunate how it ended up with him and Goldberg. But man, when I would watch him, I just wouldn't think it was the same.
Yeah, it's like, the money that he went over there and ended up making, it didn't even matter, It's like he made a lot of money, but he wasn't having any fun.
Well, we also have to understand too, Eric Bischoff didn't know what the fuck he was doing there for a while, and Bret Hart says that in the interview. There's a lot of people that say that's why it fucking went under. I mean, he ran into the ground, and okay, Bret knows a thing or two about wrestling. So the way he was talking was they didn't have a fucking clue. He had ideas and designs or whatever, and they were just fucking, you know what I mean?
Right.
Eric Bischoff's never been one of my favorite wrestling personalities.
And then too, sometimes it could be an instance where if your idea is better than whoever is running
creative.
the show. Yeah. If your idea is better, and you know what I'm saying, you're going to get the credit for a good idea coming to fruition. Well, they just feel like, you know what I'm saying? The hell with that. We're going to bury that, just on the fact that, you outthought me or some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And I don't get that. I'm like this right here. Take us for an example. What we do, we try to come up with the best product that we can present to the viewers, regardless of whose idea it is. you know, because that's what the goal is, to put out some damn good material for the people, some damn good content. But in wrestling, I have endured a lot of that shit, man, where, somebody that's supposed to be a promoter or whatever, you know what I'm saying? They don't like the fact that a wrestler comes up with a damn good idea,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
But to be
And,
honest with you, most of the time when it comes to a wrestler developing his persona or his in ring slash out of ring personality, most time it's not fucking creative that comes up with the shit. Like, oh,
right.
I do want to give a shout out to somebody. This person don't know me from shit, but Jim Cornette, dude. Jim Cornette is. I love watching his shit, man. He tells it straight up how it is, and he was in the mix with all that shit, obviously back in the day. So
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy your content, Jim Cornette.
Yeah, man. Again, it's just like jealousy will outweigh a lot in wrestling,
Oh,
you know?
in life, man, jealousy is what
Yeah.
causes a lot of fucking situations. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter whether it's in the squared circle, whether it's at work. I see it here sometimes just in uh toys sometimes.
Yeah,
It's a
the
thing
hobby
that
work.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's the thing that fucks shit up. So as I've gotten older, man, I've just learned to be happy for what people have and take joy in what they have. Because that's what jealousy is all about. When you just like, what the fuck, man? I didn't get this, or this person does this, and I'm not getting no credit, or just whatever it may be. The
Yeah.
jealousy.
Yeah, I believe in giving credit where credit is due. If you think of something, you come up with a good idea for something, I'm gonna reference you or give you your credit. You know what I'm saying? Marcos, whoever, you know what I'm saying? You name it. I don't want to get into naming too many names, but it's
Yeah.
like if you come up with something, come up with a damn good idea, you know, I'm gonna reference you if I just so happen to use that, and if I mention it, so to speak, you know, if I was to mention something, I'm gonna say, well, this is where I got it from, with it being somebody that I know, if I know where I got it from. But
Yeah.
like I say, again, in wrestling, man, you got people that do some of the damnedest shit. I mean, even around here, you got these backyard companies that try to trail behind the legitimate companies, and even the legitimate companies that aren't doing as well as the ones that are doing well, they want to knock the ones that are doing well, and I don't understand it. Instead of trying to just come up with your own shit, or either just get out of it altogether because it's just not for everybody. Everybody's mind doesn't work the same, you know? And it's
Yeah.
like, why would you, in WCW's deal, I think they just got into a frenzy of buying up all of the talent that they could buy, but then they didn't even know what to do with it. It's kind of like
Exactly.
having a bunch of shit just to have it, but then next thing you know, you're all cluttered up.
Yeah. Well, that was one thing, the people who have wisdom gain maturity as they get older. And not
Right.
like we all don't make fucking mistakes, but that's gaining maturity. That just doesn't happen from being a teenager to a man or a teenager to a woman. You're constantly needing to mature as you get older. Like one of the things I learned a while back was somebody would get something and it's something that maybe you wanted really bad. And I was just like, oh man, that's fucked up. I can't get that. And after a while, I'm like, dude, that's fucked up. I was like, yeah, and then I started just being happy for people and what they got because they were happy and you could see it was happy. They were happy. I don't need it. You know what I'm saying? Why do I need to worry about what I need to get? I started enjoying seeing people be happy from them being happy.
Mm-hmm. I
I
mean,
mean,
especially when it comes to material items, you
yeah,
know. Um, shit, me personally, bro, I for the longest time, man, I've just done me, you know. I mean, like you all my friends, whatever, y'all, we all are into a lot of the same things, but that doesn't mean we have to all have the exact same thing, you know, in order to be friends. Uh-oh. Did we lose Pack Daddy?
No, I just had to mute and I just had to
Okay.
go off for a second. But yeah,
Okay.
like
But yeah, but the good thing about all of that, Kaz, bro, what's happening? What's happening?
he
My
hits the nail.
brother.
He hits the nail on the head, and it's the thing. I used to worry about how much shit I could get, man. I just don't give a fuck now. It'll come to me when it comes to me, but
Yeah,
goddamn, I can fucking enjoy some other people being happy.
yeah, definitely. Yeah. Kaz, bro, he hit the nail on the head for sure. And
Yep.
that, that's my thing. Like, I don't spend a lot of time concentrating on everybody else's gains. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy for them. See what they're doing, and I'm happy for them. But I'm going right back into concentrating on what I need to do for Big Stan and his family. And our well being. You know what I'm saying? But as
Yeah.
far as harboring on other people's, uh, you know, accomplishments and things like that, or whatever, I don't spend a lot of time doing that. I got too much going on over here. You know, yeah. I mean, shit. Look at all my friends. You know what I'm saying? I gotta check in on you guys and make sure everybody's on the up and up, and we kicking it and we doing our thing. I ain't got time to be worrying about Joe Blow down the street with whatever bullshit he's got going on. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Because yeah, the hell
And
with that.
in fact, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna brush it off to the side and go on with what I'm doing, and
Yeah,
forget about that shit. Because
right.
then, at the end of the day, I don't need to be miserable from the shit that's supposed to bring me happiness, whether that's
Mhm.
family, whether that's the hobby, whatever the fuck it is. I
But
don't
that,
need
that
that.
was the, yeah, that was the good thing about Bret when he let it all go. When he come to a point to where he was able to let it all go, and he came back, and he reconciled with Vince and then Sean, everybody, because and that said a lot about his level of integrity. You know.
Yeah. Did you see the emotion on his face when he was talking about getting rid of the sack of rocks on his back?
Yeah, yeah.
It it will, man. When you just got to get rid of the aggression and the hate, and that's fucking. It's just that it sits there and burns in the pit of your soul. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It eats you up, and it's like, you know what? That stuff will kill you fast, man.
definitely. Yeah, I just think that for the most part, man, Bret Hart was one of those personas in wrestling, as they described at the beginning of the show. He was definitely one of those ones that uh, brought about just the human, everyday human being factor. You know, uh, he was just a respectable guy all around, all the way around. You know what I'm saying? And I enjoyed him, especially later on, despite the Montreal screw job, things like that. I really took to the dynamic that they went into when the whole Canada versus America storyline was going on. I thought he played his part well, and I thought everything flowed well with that. And he did a lot to catapult some of the other guys, that they were trying to establish, like Stone Cold. You know what I'm saying? And he's got a lot of classic moments, under his belt, and he's well loved and respected for a reason. And I just you can go back and just look at a lot of his history in the business and just respect it all, and that's something that you very rarely can do. And for that, I definitely salute Bret Hart and tip my hat off to him. I'm still, I'm still emotionally impacted by the loss of his brother Owen. You know, just due to the fact, when you sit there and you watch these people every week, you get attached to them. You get an emotional investment in them, and it's just a lot of things that him and his family had to go through tragically.
Yeah, that was a messed up deal. Um, I mean, that happened right at the show. So
All
that
right,
was
I'm back. But yeah, what I was saying was it was a lot that him and his family had to go through tragically that they had to bounce back from, and thankfully they were able to do that. For the most part, I know you never get over certain things like that, losses and what have you, but you were able to get through it.
I mean, how can you? Oh, I mean, think of what he went through. Um,
Yeah.
with when you said earlier, loyal to a fault. That's exactly what loyal to a fault means. You'll be
Hmm.
loyal to somebody even to the point they fuck you over.
Right.
Um, going through that, then Owen, then Davy Boy. You know what I mean? And just those are big hits, big
Yeah,
hits,
definitely. But
big.
yeah, and back to Jimmy Hart, I was always drawn to the Hart Foundation, because there was another Hart. I felt like anybody with the last name Hart, Hart, you had to be good, because I remember Gary Hart, Playboy Gary Hart from the Texas territories, more so before I knew about the Canadian Hearts, and of course I knew about Jimmy Hart through the Memphis territories, being from the South, and I just feel, man, they had to be good. It had to be something about them, because of that last name Hart, man, and it's just one of those little fine details that I have to try to implement throughout these segments, throughout these shows that we've done, due to it being the A&E biographies, but they might miss out on some of these things, and I have to go in there and do my part by inserting these things in the Big Stan and P.A.K show with the wild card. Although the wild card is not with us tonight, much love and much respect and big shout out to my man, the wild card, wherever you are tonight.
Well, like I said, top of the hour, he'll definitely be missed. Um, but we're all not done just because A&E biographies are done. Like I said, to other people who may not have been here earlier on other shows, we are going to continue on with a new show. We're going to continue on with the Retro Wrestling Podcast. And we're going to have more freedom on that. We're going to be able to go into stories we want to talk about. And there's a shit ton. When you're talking about wrestling stories and the pockets and the wrestlers themselves and maybe a story with whatever, there's a shit ton of them. And we won't be saddled to that. We can have some talks. We can put up some, the fans can be involved in that too. We'll put up I'll put up some shine on it on IG or whatever. You can hit me up if you want. Hey, yes, I'd like to hear you guys talk about this. We maybe have some special guest appearances. I'm hoping like that Dr. X is going to be on. I'm dying to talk to Dr. X and Big Stan.
I'm telling you, man, once you get a whiff of Dr. X, brother, it's going to be over. I promise you.
You got Big Stan, me, Dr. X, Wild Card. I mean, and maybe another guy. Go ahead.
The greatest mind in all of professional wrestling. My number one soul brother. That's right. You'll find out why I say all of these things when you get your own personal experience with the one and only Dr. X. And you can take that to the bank.
Yeah, it's funny. Jim the Anvil was awesome. M3 stole his beard from him. Um, M3 reminds me of Scott Steiner. Do you see when Marcos puts on the the steel braided cap. He looks,
Yeah,
dude. He
yeah.
looks just like Big Papa Pump.
Oh yeah, definitely. Big shout out to Big Papa Pump. A guy that I got my King Suplex reference from personally.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I'm to this day forever grateful to Big Papa Pump for allowing me to carry on the name of King Suplex. That was very. It's something that I will never take for granted. You know, that was very motivational, very encouraging for me to have met Big Papa Pump and to get the nod from him, to get the go ahead to co-sign.
Oh, that's another thing.
Suplex.
That's another thing that I mean. Big Stan has stories he can bring us, man. So we can do all that. We're not just settled down to these A&E biographies, but like McDJ says, wild card. What's up? And hey, speaking of Big Papa Pump, you got to throw up the guns, Big Stan. You got to throw up the guns
Oh man,
for him, bro.
whatever I got left, baby. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I gotta pump them back up, man. I ain't really doing like I should be, but you know, I give you what I got, baby. I'll give you what I got right here and right now. You know what I'm saying? But I
give
gotta
you
get
the
it.
fucking sauce if you ain't watching out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm super jacked up for that, and hopefully we'll be doing it on my show, and then we'll also be doing it on Big Stan's show, and we'll be bouncing back and forth. Hopefully that's the plan. We all know that plans do change, but there's more thing. There's so many different things in life to enjoy, and that's what I'm interested in doing. I'm not just interested in doing just one thing because that's not what I'm about.
Yeah, we're gonna be taking a lot of comments from the chat, and we're gonna be taking all of that and turning that into material. You know, we're gonna turn all of that into a lot of material, a lot of topics that we can discuss. You know, extensively. You know, so yeah, I just believe that the Retro Wrestling Podcast is gonna take off, man. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun, and we're just gonna do the damn thing. We're gonna do us, you know, and we're gonna get it on point blank.
And how I'd like to format it would be we come in the beginning, we just kind of talk. We just kind of chat it up, chop it up with the chat with each other, and then we'll go into our segment. Kind of, real life at first, talk some trash, whatever we want, and then we can go into the show. I think it's nice to be able to be yourself, kind of loosen up, get to, I like to know how my guy's day is, how I like to know like how your day's been, how Wildcard's day has been, how Sardo's day has been, how M3's day has been, and we talk and we go into shit about whatever, you know what I mean? We're people here. We're not just fucking people who do hobbies. We're not just people who just like wrestling. So fuck the narrative and fuck doing just one thing. And another thing is too, like, this is super awesome. Like I found that to be really fun. Like I've had a couple people hit me up and like, hey man, are you interested in this? I'll send it your way. And I'm like, you know what? No, but I do know somebody you could send it to. I really do enjoy seeing the community be happy because there's a lot of fucking shit right now and through our whole lives, especially right now, whatever current time frame we're in, they just try to drag us down. So it's good to see people like M3, Sardo, Input, Wildcard, Big Stan, Casual Toy Collector, all those guys bringing some happiness to people, because the world can be shit.
Oh, and definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We're going to try to get through it. We're going to try to get through the shit because that's what we're here for, baby. We're getting through the shit, one step at a time, one podcast at a time, one live stream at a time, one video, one post. However we got to do it, baby, best believe that we are going to do it. Because business gets handled and business is always good, but we also have to have fun. we also have to have a little playtime, if you will. So that's what we're here for, to provide the fun, to provide the good times.
Yes.
If you know what I'm saying.
There's so many other people in the community. Wish I could shout them all out. God damn, our community is getting large, and that's not to give anybody a shaft. Like Cato's really, he's really open to everybody. He'll give you a shot. He puts you on there. Between him, Input, and P.A.K for Life, that's how I got started. The great guys, and they'll have your back. So if you can, reach out to somebody you know in the community. See what you can do to put a smile on their face. See what you can do to fuck them up a little bit, like that. Tell them a joke, send them something, whatever, man. But it's nice to laugh. Laughter is the best medicine, man.
Yeah, definitely. Just interaction with one another. You know what I'm saying?
Those are just the
hit you guys up in the chat.
Those are just the people kind of doing shows. There's so many people in the community that are soldiers in the chat that I haven't listed, man. And we want to bring you guys up. So please communicate with us. We will talk about the things you want. If you're like, hey, man, I want to talk about something that's not wrestling. Can we fit it in the early part of the show? Fucking bring it. It's good. It's all good, man. Just like at Cobra Viper, a.k.a. Corey Mary.
Yeah, Marco's. I'm scrolling back through the chat. Marco's mentioned Laura Legends. I've checked her out every so often. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she's cool. Man. Anytime it's a female collector, man, that's rare, and to me that is super cool. You know.
Speaking about that, let me see what I have on the horizon. Friday, we're doing 3 live stream XXI with me, Marco Sardo, and Danny Dolphin. We will all be cutting it up.
Danny Dolphin finally making an appearance.
Yeah. Hey, by no fault of hers, she hit me up before we did the break, and then unfortunately we just kind of went on the break and did our thing. But yeah, there's a lot of people. It's great to get to know what people are doing, get to know them a little bit, and have some laughs.
Yeah, anytime we can do it this way, it's more organic. Don't get me wrong. Hey, the chats, and we gotta have the chats, but that's the chat level experience. We also like to have the on camera organic experience. Me personally, on my Big Stan's Man Cave YouTube channel, I very rarely show my face because to me it's all about the content that I'm covering, But this was something that kind of helped to give people a more personal experience, as far as me, as a person, you can see my face and all of that. And I know that helps to get people to know you better, But so same thing with Danny Dolphin. For those that don't know Danny Dolphin, man, that'll be a good experience for everybody to be able to check Danny D out this Friday, right?
This Friday at 8:30 Central Standard Time.
Now, let me ask you this before we get ready. I know we got to get ready to shut it down, but is Danny from Lavoja, aka Big Daddy Bo? What's up with baby? My brother? Yeah.
Hey, before I answer that, before we get going here, I got something brewing Saturday. I got something brewing Saturday, and I'm talking about Bo. Hey, Bo is another brother. I mean, I don't have just one brother.
Yeah, I got so many. Put his name out there if I didn't already, but I think I mentioned Bo. But yeah, man. So is Danny from Canada? She in Canada? Okay, gotcha.
Yep. She up there in the north.
Man.
See
The
up there in
six.
the land of Toys R Us still.
Yeah, the six, baby. Shout out to what's brother M and Joe. M is Transformers and video games on YouTube.
Yeah.
And Joe, I think he changed the name of his channel. Unfortunately, I can't remember it, but those are two other good brothers. You also have oh man, what's his name? Oh God, Obsessed. My bad.
Yeah.
Obsessed. He's from Canada, also, right?
Yeah. Obsess is a great guy. I've done a couple shows with him. He's been on Kaz's show a little bit.
Man, that
He was
guy,
on. He was also on M3's channel too with me, I do believe, at one point in time.
yeah,
But
he has a monster collection, man. God.
hey, we all have an obsession, but his is on another level. I'm trying to curb mine as I get older because after a while, I don't want things controlling my mind. So I need to be able to do it on a basis that doesn't control me. And
Yeah.
sometimes you find yourself, I got one, I want another, I got one, I got another. So it's just another progression. But man, his collection is on fire.
Yeah. He's a
Yeah.
real deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's living up to his name for sure. But
Definite. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead and say what you got to say because I'm about to give my closing statements.
Yes. I do want to say special thanks to McDJ ACDC dude. That guy always has my back, whether it's whatever show I do. You know, he's hitting me up here and there, but much appreciation to him. I mean, there's so many people and there's no shade thrown. Cobra Viper, dude, appreciate everything you do. I still need some time. I know you're holding that for me, but I appreciate it, man. Everybody, man. It's so many that I just try to list when I can. Treymatic does. Love that dude.
Yeah.
Trans Aaron, AA Ron. Just so many people, you know. Unfortunately, I used to be in a lot of people's stuff, but when I started doing my channel, I was like, fuck, I'm really low on time. So I find myself saying, hey, I do apologize that I'm not in everybody's stuff like I used to, but you're still here, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to go as far as to say, first and foremost, big thank you to my man, P.A.K Daddy, aka P.A.K Dog, for giving me the opportunity to have anything titled or entitled as a Big Stand show here on the 3 Live stream. Thank you for the 3 Live stream. Thank you, M3 Reviews, for everything that you do behind the scenes to make sure that the 3 Live stream is thriving. Thank you to everybody that is locked on to these episodes that we've been covering, that have been the A&E Biography reviews. Thank you to my man, Wildcard, for always laying the assist the way that he has. Thank you to everybody, every single individual out there that has checked this series out. Everybody that's going to continue to support us, you know, just from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it. I know we're running a little over tonight, but this is the last episode to cover the A&E biographies. I really enjoyed doing this, and I just feel like moving forward, the Retro Wrestling Podcast is just going to take things to another level. So I'm just asking that everybody continues to ride with us. You know, all of the homies out there in the hobby world that collects the action figures and everything. Most of you guys, that's how I've met you. You know, through that lane, and you know, just want you guys to know to continue to do everything that you're doing in order to keep the hobby alive. You know, it's all about, again, having fun, having a good time. I enjoy each and every one of you, and hopefully you have enjoyed everything that we have brought to the table here on the 3 Live stream. Again, BSH Live will launch in the very near future. But until then, you are for sure to catch me here on the 3 Live stream and on Instagram at Big Stand at the BSH Man Cave, or on YouTube at Big Stand's Man Cave. Be sure and continue to tune in to my man P.A.K Daddy. My bad. You know, I get this camera angle stuff jacked up. Still trying to get accustomed to that.
Yeah, it takes a while.
My man M3 Reviews, Casual Toy Collector, Trans Aaron, everybody that's on YouTube that does all of this good stuff, man. It's a part of our family. My man Deluxe Baldwin rolled through the other night on the Casual Toy live stream. I was really glad to see that. Cobra Viper, everybody that's over there, Bruce Banner, everybody that's over there with my man Cash Bro. You guys keep it popping the way that you do.
Yeah.
You know, my man Bo again, you know, nothing but love for that brother, man. You know, it's a different, but a different in a damn good way type of situation that we all have here. I call us the family of brothers. You know, but I'm going to change the name, but as of right now, it's the family of brothers. And I am most grateful to have crossed paths with each and every one of you. And I just wanted you to know that from the bottom of my heart. And we're going to go into the future even stronger and better than ever. Yeah.
Hey, there ain't much you can do to follow up that, but I do want to say, man, I'm living the dream. Big Stan just thanked me for being on my show. I'm like, fuck, what are you talking about, dude? I'm thanking you for coming on to my show and being able to, through the course of time, man, we're like brothers. I'm really glad I've had the opportunity to meet you. You know, M3 Reviews, he really helped that out, man. There's not a lot I can say. You know, I try to represent who I can the best I can. I don't know if you saw my new intro. Did you see my new intro on the video I uploaded today?
Oh yeah, definitely. I loved it. I actually meant to run that by you when we were talking earlier.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit we like to talk about, but man, we have little time. And anytime I can make something, I gotta fucking represent the people. I do. That's what's important. I don't care if somebody says, well, you shouldn't do a platform like that where you shout people out and you put this random shit in. No way, man. Because that's what's important to me. So, and like you said, there are people that taken the banner, man, and they're fucking, and them motherfuckers got, oh, fucking just break this shit. There are people taking that banner, dude, and they ain't just taking that banner. They're taking it and it's on fire. You know, Kato started it. I took the flag from him and running with it. Deluxe Baldwin, like you said, Deluxe Baldwin, man, he's big in the community. He has a big heart. I don't get to chop it up with him a lot. Maybe that'll change in the future, but he's a great guy.
He's a fellow Arkansan. He's actually from Arkansas, like me.
Razorback.
Yeah.
That's right. Hey, like I said in my video, I will be there. I'm taking vacation. I will be there to watch you wrestle. So, and apparently you said I can be put to work, and that's what I want to do.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm going to give you the best experience that I possibly can. Yeah. You know, while you're there. I mean, that's what it's all about.
I'm gonna fucking take a knife edge chop from Big Stan. I'll fucking videotape it. A body slam. That's what I'm talking about. But
oh man, hey, whatever you want to do, whatever we can fit into the time frame, man. We're gonna make it happen for you.
Red Wolves. I don't know if Red Wolves is what he thinks it should be. What are you talking about? But man, this A&E Biography show may be ending, but we are not ending, and we're gonna keep carrying this motherfucker, and we're gonna keep taking it. And I want to say a big thank you to everyone in the Southwest professional wrestling circuit. I haven't talked to any of you, but man, the guy that's your Texarkana champion is representing you well, and I can't wait to meet a lot of you. I'm real excited for all that. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm most excited for this man right here. I'm the biggest mark for Big Stan that you're ever gonna find.
I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate it, but I
Yes,
mean,
yeah.
it's all love, man. It's all love.
So, with that being said, man, I think we have to cut it off, or we'll just keep going and going. And I know you got to get out, man. We have taken you longer than what you need to be on, sir.
Well, bro, you know me, I try to stretch it out as far as I can, but unfortunately, Big Stan has other duties. It has to be attended to. But just know that when I'm here, I'm giving it all I got, just like wherever I'm at that particular point in time. Just know that. And when we come back, we're coming back harder. So what I want you all to do from this point is to do as I tell the wrestling fans to do when I'm promoting the shows. To get ready. You know what I'm saying? Get ready. Yeah.
And you know what? It's time for me to roll the fucking tape. Peace.
Yeah.